The majestic Asian elephants at Chester Zoo attract around 10,000 visitors a day. Under new government reforms, they'll soon have much more room to roam, with the enclosure here set to become 3 times bigger.
We're gold-plated here at Chester Zoo. You know, we're one of the top zoos in the UK, but we'll continue to evolve and continue to change. You know, we welcome the standards being launched today. You know, it's been a few years in the making, and we've been working really hard with DEFRA and other agencies to be able to get them launched.
The new standards of zoo practice is the biggest overhaul the sector's seen for over a decade. As well as larger enclosures, the tethering of birds of prey will be phased out, and there'll be a strict no-touching policy in aquariums, rules already in place here.
Zoos and aquariums now have 2 years to put their plans in place for this major reform, with the government telling them this is about conservation and compassion for animals in captivity.
But some animal welfare groups say the reforms don't go far enough.
It is really challenging to keep elephants in captivity with high welfare. And this is something that the RSPCA raised more than 20 years ago. And we're still seeing really serious welfare problems with high death rates, low birth rates, a lot of health and welfare problems. And so the RSPCA really challenges whether that's actually even feasible in the zoo environment.
Even these measures only go part way. Birds of prey, for example, can still be tethered for 4 hours a day. And the ban on touch pools only applies to some species. So these changes that we're seeing as a result of these standards don't go nearly far enough, and they don't solve the fundamental problem that wild animals simply do not belong in captivity.
Zoos will also need to place a greater focus on educating the public, so visitors know how to treat animals with respect.
I think it's nice for the children to be able to interact with the animals, but I think, you know, so long as the animals are happy and they're in the most comfortable environment for them, then that's what's most important, really.
If it can be perhaps controlled or something like that, I think that would potentially work. But I think to lose it as well wouldn't be great either. It's finding the right balance.
Yeah, I think they should, and morally, yeah.
This historic family day out is being modernised to put an end to outdated practices and provide animals with the highest levels of care. Charlotte Leeming, Sky News, Chester Zoo.